Hello everybody, my name is KingStix and I have a brand new full coaching video for you guys. If any of you are interested in coaching, just look down the description below. All the details you'll need to know will be there. Starting it out, you don't have that big of a champ pool, which is great. It doesn't look like you've actually played that many games in ranked. I think you could easily make it to silver with your match history. You seem to really be winning all of your games. So you just need to play more, and I think you could easily make it to silver before the end of the season. You need to hurry though, because there's only like a week and a half left. Looking at the specific game that you sent me, your build path is fine initially. Your starting items look great. However, rushing a T-Mat is not actually what you want to do. You just want to go straight for your Enchanted Warrior. Getting a T-Mat will put you behind because it's really only for power clears. Warwick really needs it since he has no AoE. However, Rek'Sai has her AoE knockup, which does a little bit of damage, and her AoE Q, which does a bunch of damage, and that's pretty much how she clears her camp. So rushing T-Mat is only going to really help you out with your clears, which she doesn't need help with anyway, so it's overkill, and overall you're just wasting gold. So I would skip T-Mat, not build it at all. After this, you should get your boots like you did, and then you should go straight for your black cleaver, which it looks like you did. Going for a Hex Drinker is fine, especially since the enemy team has so much AP. That was a good choice between the Lulu, Evelynn, and Karthus. That's a pretty smart choice, going for Hex Drinker. And then since you did build T-Mat, you got Titanic, which is fine, but like I said, you should avoid building T-Mat altogether. And then your final items look okay. However, I would recommend getting a Knight's Vow or Locket instead of the Warmogs. Your level order looks great, starting out with Q, then W. This is going to give you the best sustain. Taking E at level 3 because you don't want to gank before level 3 on Rek'Sai. It's going to put you too far behind and it's not going to be that effective. Maxing Q first looks great. Maxing E second, and then maxing W last. Your level order looks fine. Your runes look great with your attack speed quints, AD reds, armor yellows, and magic resist blues. You can take scaling cooldown reduction on Rek'Sai. They actually work really good. However, since the enemy team does have a bunch of AP, taking MR was the right thing to do. You should really be taking scaling MR. The runes and masteries are being changed here pretty soon, so I suppose this isn't that relevant. Your masteries look fine. The only thing I will say is that Rek'Sai is an extremely early game dependent jungler, and having double-edged sword is going to help you out a lot more in ganks than having bounty hunter. But taking bounty hunter is okay since you are playing in lower elo and you're going to get a lot more kills. But once you get a little bit higher, I highly suggest taking double-edged sword. But like I said, all this is getting changed soon, so it doesn't matter too much. Looking at your match history, you pretty much only play Rek'Sai, which is great. If you're new to the game, I highly recommend only really playing one champion until you master them and get a really good understanding of how the game works and different champions interact. After you feel like you've mastered Rek'Sai, then you can start moving on to other champions and learning the game through them. I suggest staying away from stuff like Nocturne. I really don't like him for lower elo because he can't gank very well until he's level 6, and many junglers can gank at any level really, 3 and up. So he's just not very good because lower elo people overextend all the time and he can't really take advantage of it as well as most junglers. Gangplank, I would probably stay away from. He takes too much skill. Playing things like Jan and Soraka is fine. However, if you want to climb, I would suggest playing high damage supports like Bran, because people can't dodge skill shots very well in low elo. So if you land something, it's really going to hurt them. And it actually looks like you played quite a bit of champions in the past, but more recently you've been playing only Rek'Sai. So I am glad to see that you cutting down. If you do get auto-filled AD carry or support, like I said, support go damage support, AD carry, just pick something that scales into the late game like a Kog'Maw, Xayah, Twitch, Tristana, and you should be fine. But overall, playing Rek'Sai is a great pick, especially in lower elo since he can gank like crazy. One thing that I'm seeing a lot is you're building T-Mat very early in your build paths, and I really don't like that. You're playing Rek'Sai like you're a Warwick. On Rek'Sai, you pretty much get level 3 and then you start ganking. Farming isn't the top priority on Rek'Sai. Ganking and map pressure is. If you want to play a power farm jungler, play something like Udyr, because overall on Rek'Sai you don't want to build T-Mat. Before we get into the gameplay, one thing I want to say to kind of wrap this up is you typically want one support item on Rek'Sai in the end. Either a Knight's Vow or a Locket is really good for your 5th or 6th item. However, not building a single supporty item on him will actually hurt you and your team quite a bit in the late game, because Rek'Sai does fall off in the late game. Ultimately though, like I said, you should be rushing warriors into your tier 2 boots, then black cleaver. After that, it just depends. For example, if you're playing against an AP team, getting something like a Hex Drinker is fine. If you're playing against an AD team, rushing a GA would be fine. And then if you want to get something for your AD carry or your team in general, you can get like a Knight's Vow and Locket or something of that nature. Getting a Warmog isn't bad, but you really need to make sure you have one supporting item, like I said, for your 5th or 6th item. All right, let's get into the gameplay. All right, guys, let's get right into it. So you typically want to start on your red buff and get a leash from your bot lane. This is the ideal start for Rek'Sai. If you are on this side of the map, you can do red buff with your top laner. That works fine. Come do wolves, blue, and gank bot. Very nice start as well. But overall, I feel like this is optimal since you're getting a 2-man leash. You're going to take very little damage. So you get a strong leash. You skip raptors, which I'm fine with. You take a lot of damage from them. So you go straight to wolves. Very good. You come in, knock them up. Use your Q while you're burrowed. So you're getting off maximum damage. I'm going to watch how you start your blue buff just to make sure. Okay, so you come out. Auto attack. Okay, so right after you auto attack, you want to immediately press your Q. It's up, I can see. So right after you auto attack, you press your Q because it's an auto attack resetter and it will automatically start your auto attack in. So auto Q and then just keep doing it. There's no need to hold on to it and not use it like that. Now that you are level 3, you see it's an 𝐂𝐸𝐦𝐢𝐧𝐠. 𝐂𝐸𝐸𝐿Ynn's a garbage champion. She's even worse now after they reworked her, especially in her first 5 levels. So what I would like to see you do is you can bully her quite easily, and Karthus isn't mobile. So if they end up getting on you, you can probably get away just because neither one of them really has a dash ability. So take Scuttle, that's fine. You're the stronger jungler. If 𝐂𝐸𝐿Ynn comes, you can easily fight her off and kill her. Now that you're coming in here, I would like to see you come over here. But Karthus is pushing, so this is fine as well. If you're going to gank him, I'd like to see you come up behind him. Keep an eye out over here for 𝐂𝐸𝐿Ynn's little circle, since she might be moving. Don't use your dash. Since you're behind him, there's no need to dash onto him. You can just walk up to him and knock him up. That's very good. You played it perfectly. Calmly walked up, knock up, auto attack Q. You couldn't have played that any better in my opinion. I would have played it the same exact way. Right after he even got out of range of your auto attacks, you used your E, which is great because your E, which is your Furious Bite, has slightly more range than your auto attack. So right as he was kind of getting away from you, you pressed E, which is great. And you were smart by holding on to it because you want to wait till you have 100 Fury to use it so it does maximum damage. So overall, well played. Very good. After you killed him, he doesn't have teleport. I would really like to see you go into 𝐂𝐸𝐿Ynn's jungle. Either her raptors or her golems will be up. Instead though, you're being smart and you're going bot lane. They're overextended. Whenever you're coming out like this is probably warded. A better ganking route, especially since they're kind of pushed up, would don't walk this far, this warded. Come along this wall, come over here. This is never warded. And come right here. And then you tunnel across just like this. You shouldn't even take a turret shot. And you'll be right behind them so you can just walk up and knock them up. I would really like to see you do that in the future. So instead you come here, it's probably warded. I guess you missed your tunnel there, I'm not quite sure what happened. So at this point you should just leave. Your tunnel's down, they know you're here, this is a waste of time. You stay, you're wasting time, you should be farming instead of doing that since they knew you were there and your tunnel was down so you didn't have a gap closer. You come up behind Karthus again, which is great. You don't need to use your gap closer, your E, or anything since you're already behind him. Just walk up, knock up. And then you immediately Q. That's actually a mistake. After your knock up, auto attack, and then Q because your Q will reset your auto attack timer. So knock up, auto attack, and then immediately Q. You do get the kill, that's good. I would probably hit the raptors before I go home to get this camp going on cooldown. You have enough health to clear it, so I would probably do it. Remember, it's only level 2 right now. That was smart that you stayed to pick up this wave. That's a lot of gold that would have gone to waste. Kennen doesn't have teleport, so he would have missed every single one of those. Finally going home. You do pick up your team mat, I think is a huge mistake. I've never seen a high elo Rek'Sai basically diamond up, rush team mat, or really build it at all. Because it's just for power clearing and Rek'Sai is supposed to be ganking anyways. For example, T-Mat's not going to help you clear Gromp. It's not going to help you clear your blue or red. Those are the main things Rek'Sai hits. I know you do all your camps on Rek'Sai, but since you're ganking so much, most of the T-Mat's aspects are going to go wasted. Your Q already gives you AoE to clear camps like Raptors. You lay the pink in the bush. You don't really want to waste time top. These are tanks. Even if you get Sion ahead, really how helpful is that going to be to your team? You really want to get your Draven ahead, especially since he has an Adoration stack passive. Whenever Draven gets a kill and he has stacks on his passive, he gets a bunch of extra gold. So don't even fuck around top. This is a waste of time. Plus he's pushed in. This is something I see in lower elo all the time. Junglers waste a lot of time on lanes where they know they can't get a kill just because they feel like they should be doing something. Whenever there's not a free kill on the map for you to gank, you should be farming. Yeah, Karthus is an easy gank. As long as Kennen ults. So Kennen goes in really soon. He's stunned. You flash knock up. I'm fine with that. I guess you were trying to kind of save his life, so you got really ambitious and just flashed instead of just finishing walking up to him. That was well played. Raptors are still up. They're level 2. Very quick clear. Move on to red buff. Now that you are level 6, you should definitely look for a gank. Bot lane's not gankable right now. I probably wouldn't touch that because if Evelyn's there, and she is, now you have to come. Since Evelyn's over here, you can gank. But before you saw her, this would have been a bad idea to try to dive. Karthus is ulting. This is bad news. Your teammate goes down. There's Draven. Okay. Oh, shoot, dude. You ult way too soon. You're already behind her, and your ultimate isn't like 4 Lux ults. You can't kill someone instantly with your ult like that. It's more of an execute. It's an execution, not a initial engage tool. So in this situation, you'd want to just finish walking up to her. You have red buff on and you're behind her. You can easily knock her up and auto attack Q. Instead, you waste ult, which is a huge gap closer that you didn't need to waste. You could have definitely killed her if you didn't use it so soon. You turn on her, Shen ults. Good thing you backed up. Shen should have ulted a lot sooner. You get the knock up. Shen shouldn't have dived you there, but I'm glad you did use you unburrowed to knock him up. Evelyn keeps going in. You kill her. Good job. That was really bad of the enemy team. Good lord. You stay for the Lulu. She's out of position. Draven gets a kill. Okay, at this point, they're dead. She's dead. And she's coming back to lane. She's probably right about here. You guys should probably shove this in. That way you don't create a super wave and fuck your bot lane. So I'd probably kill these minions real quick. Yep. Karthus comes. Knock up. That sucks, man. And you didn't have flash, so... yeah, that's just an unfortunate situation. Not much you can do about that. You finally have your warrior enchantment. You don't have boots yet, though. I'd really like to see a boots of speed, and you got another pink ward. You see Evelyn in the area. You end up running away because you're really deep, and Kennen's not even mid. If Kennen does come, you could collapse on them, but he hasn't really came yet. He's starting to come. Shen comes in. You're in a really bad spot. Use your burrow to get away, which is good. You should eat. I think you still had your smite up. Make sure you, whenever you're running away, you use your chilling smite on somebody because it'll slow them down, which will keep them off you. Plus, you steal 20% of their movement speed. So you would be moving faster and they would be moving slower. That might have gotten you out of that situation. Kennen was really slow reaction time, and so was Sion. They both should have came to help. Luckily, they haven't gotten your blue yet, so this should be a pretty free pickup. You E in. Kennen's ultimate is up, so I'm not quite sure why you backed away. Kennen and you in a 2v2 could really be anybody because the Kennen has an AoE stun. So, and you ulted way too soon. You should just went in, gotten a double knock up, and fought them. But whenever you ulted like that, whenever you ult, there's like a second and a half where you're not doing anything because that's like your ultimate channel, kind of. So you'd have been better off just going in, getting double knock up, auto attack Q. But instead, you waste ultimate, and Kennen probably wouldn't have died if you would have gone in sooner. Luckily, you guys do get the 2 kills, and only Kennen dies for it though, which is great. Now you gotta look around. They're all alive, but Karthus and Evelyn should be around here. You could probably solo this. Don't pull it so close to the side. Try to keep it in the middle at any point. That way you can easily walk around and hit it in the back. Yeah. It's like, for example, you're trying to auto attack every time your auto attack's up. Whenever his little back pimple is up, like auto attack and then just keep moving until you get to the back. Don't keep auto attacking in between. It's more important that you hit his back pimple than it is for you to get off an extra auto attack and not hit it at all. You see Evelyn here, you're using your E too early to try to burrow over shit. If you're going to go over this, you need to get right here and go over, or better yet, you should have gone around. You should be staying bot though to keep trying to get your Draven ahead and get first turret there. Trying to get your Sion ahead is pointless. He's a tank. He's not going to do that much anyways. Even if he does get ahead, all he's going to do is absorb even more damage, which is a big whoop-de-doo. Okay, you lay your Rift Herald, you decide you want top turret for some reason. This is your turret you want. So this should be a first turret now. You go in on him, knock up, auto attack, Q, ultimate. That was a good use of your ultimate. He had gotten away. You were taking turret aggro. To switch turret aggro, you used your ultimate because you disappear. Now it's going to focus him since he was hitting Shen. You ult onto him. That was fine. Good job. Remember, your ultimate on Rek'Sai is an execute, and you also use it to dodge abilities. That's all it is. It's a dodge tool and an execute. You really shouldn't be using it as an engaged tool 9 out of 10 times. You shouldn't be. You need to be careful here. Okay, so you E away. That's good. He's low on mana. He can't really do anything now. Sion should stop hitting him and focus the turret. But I guess his Sunfire is forcing aggro onto him. Yeah, you guys should back away at this point. Also got to be careful of Shen ult. You're going to come up behind him. Great knock up. You immediately Q it again. Remember, knock up, auto attack, then Q for maximum damage. After you have full stacks, then you can press your E. After you have full fervor. I mean, after you have your full fury. Evelyn, go in on her. You can wipe that bitch. So you do get the kill. Great flash away. It saves you from Karthus. You probably didn't need the flash, but it was going to be close. So I'll just say playing it safe. Better safe than sorry. Okay, so you hit him. You ult. At this point, you just need to run away. He wasted his flash. Well, he didn't waste it, but he used his flash to get away. Don't chase him. Good. I would go over here and take my Raptors before I leave. Looks like you're going for your Black Cleaver now. Like I said, whenever you're ganking bot lane as Rek'Sai, never go in this area because this is almost always warded. Come from this area. So you should have done Raptors, walked down here, came up through here, and then this is almost never warded. Then you can just jump over the wall, just like right here, go straight across at this angle, and you shouldn't even take a turret shot. Plus they're pushed. Their turret's actually down, so you don't even have to use your tunnel yet. You can just walk out and knock them up and wait till they flash and then use your E. So you use your tunnel to get there because you took bad pathing. Your ultimate's down, so Shen ult, it's whatever. You got a flash in a Shen ult, not a huge loss. If you would have taken proper pathing though, it would have definitely been a free kill. Get the kill on Karthus, good job. I would take that plant probably. Oh, you're looking at these guys. You can't really go in. 1v3, you're gonna die. Plus, they're low on health and you're low on health, so I'm not quite sure what you're gonna do here. Shen wastes flash, you knock up. That was a good ultimate. He was getting away and your abilities were down, so I was fine with that. Solid. There's really no point in chasing this. Your ultimate's down and so is your flash and so is your E, so whenever someone's all the way over here and you're not even in E range and your E and flash are both down and your ultimate's down, there's absolutely no point in chasing that. Just push the wave or go farm. Doing a little bit of counter jungling, I like it. Picking up red buff. I'd like to see you get Raptors more, especially since you have a team at. Good engage. Kennen's behind you. He should have gone in on that. Kennen should have for the stuns. Plus Shen ult's down, so I think you guys could have easily won this. Kennen's pushing out. You went in. Very unfortunate for you. I think that was like 100% Kennen's fault. I'm pretty sure you guys could have won that 2v2, but he's just completely pushed out on you. Very unfortunate. In that situation where you saw he wasn't following up, you probably should have backed off. Not what you can do there, though. So now he flashes, and now he ults, so he's taking his sweet old time. The team gets a double kill, though. You do have Black Cleaver. This is a really big power spike for you. I would shove out this mid wave and go do Dragon, probably. It's been sitting there all game. You go in on the Karthus on a turret. Use ultimate to swap turret aggro. Unfortunately, nobody picks up aggro by hitting an enemy champion, so you keep taking turret shots while Karthus ults, and you do go down. A little bit ambitious of you starting the dive on that, because it's very easy for it to turn out that way, because since Rek'Sai is somewhat squishy from the turret damage. Typically on Rek'Sai, you wait for a teammate to engage under a turret, and then you do. It would have worked out better, though, if there was a second enemy, so that way, when you did ult, Sion would have been hitting somebody, and then he would have picked up turret aggro. Okay, you come in here, you walk all the way up, you do your knockup, which is great. You immediately Q. I'd like to see you auto attack first, like I said. You E-Shen as he's running away, which is good. Ult him as he's getting away, which is amazing. Glad you're holding on to your ability like that. That's exactly how you're supposed to use it. You're overall playing this game really solid, to be honest. You're just wasting some time in lanes you shouldn't be. Like top lane, you wasted a lot of time. And bot lane at one point, you were just chasing. I don't know why. Getting more kills. Enemies are just kind of throwing themselves at you. Kennen pops his ult. Evelyn's like, oh wait, I'm a crappy champion. And then you destroy her. Great ult on Lulu. She thought she was getting away, and then you just wrecked her. Now, two of them are dead. You don't really have any abilities up, so I would probably go counter jungle right about now, especially since Evelyn's dead. There's really no one to contest you. Karthus keeps going. You go in on him. I don't know why he kept walking up. Great pick, though. You saw him walking up, and you went in on it. Very smart. You have a lot of camps up right now. You're not really too keen on farming, so it really doesn't make sense why you built a team mat in the first place. It would have made more sense if you've been doing more farming, but you've been doing mostly ganking. Karthus is pushed up. You come in for the kill. Just walk up since you're behind him. You smited. Great knockup. He ends up dodging. I would go back in the ground real quick for the knockup. Yep. Knockup. And he gets away. I'm not quite sure what happened there. I guess you didn't land the knockup aspect of your W. Very unfortunate. Evelyn goes in on you. You should be able to take her. Oh, wow, yeah. I forgot Shen ult. Very unfortunate. It can be very difficult to 1v1 people when Shen's on the enemy team because he'll just cock block. They did go really deep in on you, though, and you just got your team a double kill, which is great at this point in the game. They can't really Baron without Shen or Evelyn. Your team's engaging. Of course, they're going to win 4v3. Your team lost that fight. They're freaking awful. Now, Dragon is coming up. Your teammates should have backed off sooner. They way overstayed. You should have been pinging them back. Then you guys could have just taken a free Dragon. Evelyn comes up. You're going to smack that bitch. I'm happy with you. Use your ult properly. You held on to it until it was going to be an execute, which is great. Your Rek'Sai is pretty solid. Definitely at least silver 1 material. You shouldn't be in bronze. I think it's just because you don't play enough. You E. This is an interesting engage. Kennen ult is up, but he's low on health. I probably would have waited a little bit longer until Draven was closer, but I'm glad you got the Xayah with the knockup. She's probably going to ult at this point, though. Yeah. You need to be careful. If Karthus ult comes down, you're kind of fucked. So you're baiting him. You're not getting close for him to attack. You're just making him keep chasing. That was good. Well played by you. You knew Karthus ult was down, so you went in, knock up Xayah. Well played. Your teammates backed you up. Evelyn just coming in, throwing away her life. Now that Evelyn is dead, Karthus is dead, he won't be able to get to Baron. He doesn't have teleport. You guys should really go straight for Baron right now. Trust me, you could easily do it. You get a turret. Take blue buff while you're there. Very smart. I'd like to see you guys push for a Baron or an inhibitor soon. You guys are kind of just getting kills and then not doing anything with it. Going in 1v2, kind of risky. I'd run away at that point. You decide, nope, I'm going to get this bitch. You get her. Well played. You held on to your ultimate, uses an execute. Very smart. I personally wouldn't have done what you did because I would have been scared of Xayah snaring me and then just getting bursted down. But you played it well, ended up dodging her ultimate and her snare. When you get into higher elo, you got to be careful doing stuff like that, because if the Xayah was better, she would have ulted sooner, dodging everything, and probably would have snared you as well. Your E is down, so you just have to walk up. You flash knock up, smart engage since Xayah was dead. Unfortunately, Draven does go down, so Baron will be a little bit trickier now. You guys are going to do it a lot slower. Karthus ult coming down, you should be fine. You need to be careful with Evelynn walking around. Since Evelynn was around, you should have stayed with your teammates. You were up here, and I realized, oh, your teammates were blocking her off from you, but you should have been over here so that way you could have helped if she went in onto the cannon. You guys get the kill. All of them are dead except for Xayah. At this point, I would probably back off. You're almost dead. Whenever I leave and go home, I typically sweep through and take enemy raptors or red first, since they're all dead right now, and Xayah's coming out this way. So you guys stay. She walks up. She's retarded and dies. I mean, if this wasn't low elo, that wouldn't have worked, and you would have been wasting time, but I guess it paid off. You're still hanging out. I don't know why. She's dead. You guys could, yeah, not go Baron, but you guys could start taking vision on Baron and making them uncomfortable. Enemies are engaging on you. Soraka is with Draven killing Xayah. So you guys are actually fighting 3v4 right now. Kind of dangerous, but if you pick out the Karthus, you should be able to win it. You're getting bursted down. Holy crap. Careful, he stay out of his ult. I mean his passive. Yep. Do you not have any MR yet? No, you just have one Hex Drinker. Yeah, I feel like instead of a Warmog, getting a Locket would be a lot more beneficial. Look at the enemy team. They have a bunch of AoE from the Xayah, the Karthus, and a little bit from the Evelynn. If you were to have gotten a Locket, you could save your whole team whenever Karthus ults. Really like Locket and Vow on Rek'Sai for his 5th and 6th items. So pretty much what I do when I play something like Rek'Sai, I'll have my jungle item, my boots, black cleaver, and at that point I have 3 open spaces. And then if the enemy is mostly AP, I'll get something like a Mob Mortius. If they're AD, I'll get something like a GA, and then I'll get a Locket into Vow or Vow into Locket. But Vow and Locket are pretty OP together for your 5th and 6th item. This game is wrapping up nicely. You're calling for the Baron. Your teammates aren't really here, so it's not really possible. I don't think you guys can really 2-man Baron this. It'd take you a while. I guess we'll see. It's gonna be really slow, and you're getting really low on health. Yeah, that was whenever it's just you and one other person doing Baron. Unless that other person is an AD carry, don't even try it. You need more damage to kill Baron, because as you do it, it shreds your armor and magic resist. So you got so low on health and had no armor and magic resist, the enemies just killed you instantly. A bad Baron call by your part. Hopefully this game doesn't get thrown. It's so late into the game, even though you have 20 kills, it doesn't matter. Everyone on the enemy team is full build anyways, so your 20 kills don't mean shit right now. And you haven't taken an enemy inhibitor or Baron or anything, so in reality, they're ahead. They get Elder, you try to go and steal it. Unfortunate. Great ultimate, secure the kill. You didn't use it too soon. Now that 2 of them are dead and only 1 of you are dead, you guys need to push up, take both these inhibitors. Worst case scenario, Shen gets 1 turret, comes over here, and you guys can just back. So getting both these inhibitors is definitely going to be worth it. You're trying to get a good engage off. Can't quite get it. 𝐂𝐸𝐻𝐻 steps up, gets the kill. You guys have a bit of a fat wave coming up here. You have a double cannon wave, which is pretty sick. So two siege minions, you could easily end the game right now if you guys stay together. 𝐂𝐸𝐻𝐻 shouldn't have backed. If he would have stayed with you, it would have forced 𝐁 to come here anyway, so you're just wasting time. Look how big this wave is. That's huge. All you guys have to do is position right here and push Karthus away from hitting the wave, and then they lose. Unfortunately, 𝐂𝐸𝐻𝐻 backed and 𝐂𝐚 was respawning, so there's not much you guys can really do 3v2 under both turrets. You guys have to back off since your teammates the way they played. I think you guys are trying to cut off 𝐁 or something. Not quite sure where you guys are over here. There's no Baron to take. I guess you're just trying to push out top lane. 𝐂𝐚 gets caught out. Surprise, surprise. Since he is gonna die, I mean, you could just play. You guys need to get top lane turret to get the third inhibitor and end the game. They go in on you. You're out of position. You're in enemy territory with no vision. You do go down. Whenever you have both inhibitors like this, and you don't have vision of any of the enemies, there's no point in being here. There's nothing to gain from it. It's just being dangerous for no reason. Like those people who do parkour and shit and they hang off the ledges of buildings. It's all fun and games till you get a thumb cramp and you freaking die. There's not much you can do necessarily in a team fight as Rek'Sai late game because you're not that tanky and you didn't build Locket or Knight's Vow. So all you can try to do is get a pick, but if they're all grouped, you just have to do your best to stay alive and kind of pill and kind of do damage. It's a bit of an awkward situation. The enemies do lose the fight. You have a man advantage and Xayah's for some reason posting up against you, so you go in and kill her, which is great. Rek'Sai is good at kind of cleaning up fights since he has high damage and a little bit of mobility. But as you saw, late game in the team fight, as it broke out, you couldn't actually go in or you would die. You kind of had to stay on the outside and attack 𝐁 and 𝐵LYN. Couldn't really get to the back line when they're grouped. Only Lulu's alive now. It's you and 𝐂𝐸𝐻. Just end the game and you win. Alright, I'm going to go over some of the main things that you did wrong and could have saved you from playing a 40-minute game and played a 30-minute or less. The worst part about low elo is the games last forever, and it's not because it's a close match, it's just because they don't know how to close it out. So there was many opportunities where the enemies were dead that you should have been pinging to do Baron, which would have been really good for your team. Instead, you wait to do it when it's just you and 𝐂𝐚. You can't do Baron without an AD carry or something like a Master Yi 2-man it. If it was you, 𝐂𝐸𝐻, 𝐂𝐚, and Soraka, yeah, you guys could have done it, but you really need the AD carry in the long run to do a Baron. That's just the safest way to do it, is have an AD carry with you. Secondly, a lot of times bot lane, you came down here, wasted a lot of time walking through bushes that are commonly warded. These ones right here. You should just be walking around to this area where this isn't warded, going over the wall in front of their turret right here. Just go right across it and gank them from behind. You shouldn't even take a turret shot. Thirdly, whenever you have a tank top laner against an enemy tank top laner and the enemy tank top laner is pushed underneath his turret, 𝐁 was literally underneath his turret and you were here for some reason. I don't know why. I think you might have been trying to wait for the 𝐵LYN to come and then kill her, but best case scenario, you kill 𝐵LYN and then what? There's not really much you can do because 𝐁's a tank, he's just sitting under his turret. So that's a bit of a waste of time. Whenever you have a hyper AD carry or Draven, since his passive revolves around getting killed to get extra gold, you should really just stay in camp bot. It's really easy to do on Rek'Sai on this side of the map as well, because like I said, you can just come across this wall. They never expect it, and you're already right behind them, should be free kills. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this coaching video. If you want me to coach one of your replays, look down in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is KingStix, and I'll catch you guys next time.